No i witam was w kolejnym odcinku z gry Technomancer. Z tej strony Wilczek i idziemy zobaczyć, jak się buntują mutanty.
Never been here. Seems dangerous. All those mutants. Always wondered if they're contagious.
F5,
What
zanim
exactly are
pogadam.
you planning, Lieutenant?
Nie ma?
What's the problem? Why aren't you working?
Their kind work like one. If one is hurt, they all cannot work. And now they have one who is wounded, so they are all helpless. But the men do not want to help the wounded. They just want him back on the roof.
Powiem, że uleczysz
Where's your
rannego.
hurt friend? I may be able to help him.
No, pokażesz mi, gdzie jest ten twój przyjaciel. Ale zanim to, pora na zabawę w ciuszki. Nic z tego. Nauka, nauka. Koszulka urzędnika. Portki na naukę mam? Nope. Mówię to na pewno nie. Jeszcze raz mogę z tobą pogadać? Nope. Jest ten chorobitek tutaj. Chorobitek? O,
What
to
the hell are
jesteś?
you doing? Get back to work. You're putting a lot of lives at risk.
They will die beneath the eye of Father Son if they go up to repair the roof. The man knows this, but does not care about them.
Nie będę atakował.
Maybe you're too dumb to put it together. So let me spell it out for you, mutant. The roof needs to be fixed by your kind. Now. We don't care how many of you die doing it either. You don't want to go up and repair the roof? Fine. Your choice. We'll just send your children and your elderly. All those too weak to rebel with you. Then we'll execute you. You'll all die anyway, and without even doing any good. That what you want?
The man would send our children. The man is... They will go back to work. Leave our children be.
Któryś z was jest chory? Jesteś chory?
Here, your friend's as good as new. Back to normal.
Thank you. The man was very nice. They will go back to work now, and if they survive, will not forget what the man did for them.
Jej! Dostaliśmy chylność. Ty czegoś chcesz?
Let's go. You can't just sit around while the city's exposed. Get back to work.
They would, but their tools are too damaged to work. With bad tools, they will be in the eye of Father Son longer and die quicker.
Powiem, żeby naprawić
Let
narzędzia.
me see your tools. Maybe I can fix them.
If the tools are made better, they can and will fix the roof.
To think that the city's life depends on an incomplete toolbox. Ridiculous. We should be
Zamknij
able to
mordę,
fix
bo
it,
cię
right?
zabiję. Oko, jak ja mogę wam naprawić te? Tułów. To jest podtworzenie chyba. Tak. Kwipunek. Klucz. Nie, przepustka. A, moment. Napraw.
Fixed your tools. Should make the work go faster.
The man made the tools like new. They will do as they promised and go fix the roof now.
Dziękuję. Widzisz, nie jestem taki zły. Będą chcieli w ryja, co?
What does the man want?
Just to talk to you. You need to go back to work.
No, they will not. They will not die to go repair roofs broken by men. Men must find another way to fix it.
Listen, I know it's dangerous work, and the odds are pretty high that some of you may die doing it. But if you don't, the whole city will suffer, and all of you in the pen will die. Not just a few. I know it's an enormous sacrifice to ask, but it's for the greater good.
The man tells them lies!
F9. Charyzma, przychodź do mnie. Tanci, nie będziecie mieli nic przeciwko, jak zrobię wam lekki striptease dla ubogich. Odporność, podstęp, eksploracja, nope. Tutaj mamy i nauka. Handlarzyny. Tak, 5.
What?
Just to talk.
Tak,
No.
tak. Charyzma.
Listen, I know it's dangerous work, and I know it's an enormous...
If the man tells them the truth, they have no choice. They will go back to work to save the many. They wish the man would protect the city better in the future, so these sacrifices never have to happen again.
Believe me, we're gonna try our best.
The man must think about those going to die for him. Not forget what he asked of them. What they did. But now, they must go back to work.
I ładnie poszło. Chyba było tylko robić, pomóc parę razy. Nic wielkiego. Dawaj kasę.
Oh, great. You're back. What do you want?
Dać ci w ryj.
I managed to stop the rebellion. The mutants should resume work soon.
Well, there's a bit of good news. Sure it wouldn't have ended so well without your help. I would have lost my job, so thank you.
To zrobione. Mamy poziom 15. Miło. Później do tej baby się udamy. Teraz idziemy do łazika? Chyba tak. To tu. Ale zanim wejdę, pam. Ja to biorę. Zwiększa o 10% szansy na zakłócenie wszystkich ataków kosturem. 5 szansy na trafienie krytyczne ataków kosturem. O, idziemy sobie w tornado. Kolejny zapis i wchodzimy.
Hey, you, a Technomancer, right? Get the hell out of here. You surge around here, you're gonna fuck up my baby for good.
Just like you don't spontaneously combust, we don't spontaneously surge. Is that you on the poster?
Yeah, name's Amelia Reacher. We're discoverers one and all, like father, like daughter. Why? What's it to you?
Well, me and my men need to get to a site on one of Aurora's shadow paths. Heard you'd make that happen.
Wish they gave me a heads up a Mancer was coming along. But orders are orders. I can take you whenever you're ready.
Dobra, jedźmy.
It's your first rover trip?
Yeah, first time this far from Ophir.
Nice. How's it feel?
Ekscytujące.
Exciting, I guess. A little terrifying to go this far without having the protection of a shadow path, but life's about the adventure, isn't it?
Took the words out of my mouth. That's why I love my job so much. Life's too damn short to play it safe.
You guys doing okay? Nervous about the fights we're gonna face?
The fights? What fights? I did not leave my home and laboratory to foray into battle, child. Did someone tell me this? Because I don't recall being...
We needed a doctor with us, Scott.
Yes, I understand that. I do. But you know, fighting is, it's a dangerous... People get hurt, and I guess that's why... I mean, of course, I will care for you. But no fighting means no wounds to you.
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, it scares me. How big's the fight we're looking at?
Aurora's troops and Technomancers. We'll have to be tactical about it. Hit them in small groups, since there's not a lot of us. But we stick to that plan, and we should be fine.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure once we get there and we get to doing and not just thinking, I'll be fine. It's the thinking that wreaks havoc on you.
This ain't my first rodeo, Lieutenant. Being on a rover is pretty neat and all, but still, no different from past missions. Hit an enemy, get hit back. Find ourselves down deep in Shit Creek and then wait for backup. In other words, it always goes tits up. But when you've been in the bad long enough, you get used to it.
Did you just call my baby pretty neat? That's it? Pretty neat?
I mean, I didn't mean... It's swell. Real swell.
Holy shit. I think you guys plucked this fucker from the farm before he was ripe.
Ożenić się z tym swoim autkiem.
Site's huge. Really just shows how big a scale Aurora thinks on. Alright, let's focus on finding the tunnel entrance.
Tędy wrócę. I tak, pójdę w prawo. Tutaj. Kurwa. Here we go again. Wespnij się. Jeffrey łowca, Dawid zwiadowca. Panie imiona. Dobra. Z głowy. Nie będę ich zabijał. Przynajmniej nie tym razem. Mogę z tobą pogadać? Nope. Szkoda? To mutant? Spoko. Uwielbiam otwieranie zamków. Mapa. Zejdziemy tu na dół, spoko. Zobaczymy. Czy na kogoś tu patoczymy w tym momencie. Ma trochę problemu, przynajmniej miał. Dobra, daj sobie żywe. Dziękuję. Dawaj serum. Znaczy przeszukaj. Podoba mi się światło, które emanuje. Dobra. Wszyscy wymordowani. Jeszcze ciebie rozprawić. Fajna buława, dobra. Co tu mamy? Wiesz, że tędy byśmy przyszli. Dobra. To tą działkę mamy gotową. Teraz tędy pójdziemy. No dobra. To się z tym łączy. Spoko.
Those structures look colonial. Dome's gotta be close.
What are we looking
Otwórz.
for here, Lieutenant? These are strange structures. I've never seen anything like them.
Nie ma.
You looking for something in particular? 'Cause I don't remember receiving an order to snoop around here. Not sure the captain will like it. Anyway, it's just my opinion.
Fajnie, że one ataki po prostu działają obszarowo. W wielu grach byłoby tak, że mimo że obrywa, że to jest obszarowy atak, przeciwnik drugi nie obrywa, tylko jeden. To raczej w tak, to mocno starych grach by tak było. Pięć kolejnych. Tu znajdę interesującego. Ten. Sobie jeszcze się przyjrzymy. Mogę cię zabić od tyłu. Otwórz. Dobra. A, dobra. Nie chciałem przechodzić. Myślałem, że po prostu to otworzę. Tyle. No nic. Weźmy to, co tu jest w skrzynce. Tutaj przyściutko. Wszystko jest moje. Wezmę się tędy. Bo my mamy iść... Sorry, w tamtą mańkę. Mapa. Tak, moglibyśmy się tutaj dostać, ale jeszcze trzeba... O, boss. Ktoś, coś, co przypomina bossa. Na pewno mocniejszy przeciwnik. Dobra, padł. To masz. A. Ja będę zabijał. Nic tu nie ma ciekawego. Więcej, dobra. I zapis. Zanim pójdziemy tutaj, pójdziemy tam. Zmierzymy się z tą mańką. Którą teraz? O, dobra, w lewo. O ja pierdolę. Mogłem się wyleczyć. Ale tego nie zrobiłem. Ale spoko, przynajmniej tu w tym miejscu mi zapisało. Nie, ty polazłeś, idioto. Masz za swoją głupotę. Dobra. Dam radę przeskoczyć przez ten płot. Zapewne. Najpierw chcę to robić. W tym momencie chyba nie. Chociaż... nie mogę opuścić tą drabinę, spoko. 5. No dobra, spróbujemy. A co nas tu czeka? Tańcz.
Man must have mercy. They will die if he does not help them. The man must have mercy. They will die if he does not help them. The man must have mercy. They will die if he does not help them.
Dobra. O, tu macie.
The man must have mercy.
What's going on?
The Aurora men locked them up to dig. But the tunnels have killed many of them, and they do not want to die. They will never go back to the city. They will die of thirst, or be burnt by the eye of Father, Son. They know they are only beasts, but if the man frees them, they will not help the Aurora man dig, and they will run away. They will not die. They will remember the Hammer Man forever.
Ja nie mam młotka.
The man must have mercy. They will die if he does not help them.
Here's your way out. I don't know where you're gonna go, but you better get going.
They will never forget the Hammer Man. Never. They thank him.
Ja młotka nie mam. Gościu. Daj mi spokój z tym młotkiem. Ja ci wyglądam na młotkowego. Jest sporo rzeczy, jak na trupy. Dziękuję wam za nie. Dobra. Teraz jedziemy w tą mańkę. Oczywiście zapis. Tędy byłem. Tędy będę. Znaczy, co innego wpisnąłem szukałem, ale spoko. Tego nie. Nie ma nic tutaj ciekawego. Kaszel oczywiście. To prosty zameczek. Bardzo dziękuję. A wszystko masz. Masz. To się przydaje.
There's a ton of different chemicals. They must have been using them to make explosives to help out with the drilling. Guess it'd work for me too. One charge should be big enough to close the tunnel down. Just gotta be careful. But with the detonator and explosives, I should be able to set it off remotely and make sure I don't blow my damn head off.
You really believe that they'll have left enough to blow up the tunnels here? Wouldn't be very smart of them.
They need chemicals to clear out the access to the tunnels. They have the ingredients necessary to collapse them.
Róż dupę.
Fortunately, it seems
zabić
that they were
tylko,
doing
nie chcę na razie
construction work
zabijać.
on this shadow path. I'm sure we'll find what we need.
If you say so. I didn't know that Technomancers
Oh,
also played the part of
hello.
Technomancer from Abundance. And I heard you were all nearly extinct. What are you doing here? What do you want?
I want to come in, and you're gonna help me.
No, I don't think I am.
Ja sądzę, że mi pomożesz. Tak czy inaczej. To właśnie widzieliśmy, co robi... Co może robić tornado.
Stop! Stop! I'll help you!
I told you you would. Don't know why you didn't believe me.
Here I come.
Dobra. F5. A wy co się kryję za bramką numer 1.
The dome's in amazing condition, though I doubt Aurora's been taking care of it. Fortunately, this is beyond my skill level.
Aha. Oj, nie kłam, Zachariaszu. Masz wystarczające umiejętności. Widzisz, po co było kłamać. Jak 5. Też czuję, że może mi się to zobaczenie spodobać.
Well, it looks like we found the relic. Doesn't look like much, but the style of writing looks familiar, even if I don't have a clue what it means. You able to decipher it? What is it? It even real?
We haven't been able to decipher it yet, but yes, no doubt it's real. Not sure if I can tell you anything else about it. I don't know what you're planning to do with it, and I don't want to offend you by talking about sacred matters, but you know some knowledge should only stay among technomancers, right? So be careful, please.
I know what I'm doing.
What is it? It looks so old. We should show this to the captain. It must be important, judging from how well guarded this place is.
It's an ancient object indeed, but I don't think that the captain will be interested in it.
Oh, this is one of those ancient objects Technomancers collect. I understand.
Gdzie ja znajdę ten detonator? Idź szybciej. Pewnie gdzieś tutaj. Wyżej. Nie wiem. Przekonamy się zaraz. Jak tutaj znalazłem tą...
I need a detonator.
Dobra, detonator będzie pewnie z drugiej strony. Akurat w całkiem dobrym kierunku polazłem. O dziwo. Nie wiem jakim cudem, ale się udało. Idź. Skocz. Będzie trzeba spieprzać stąd. Jak będziemy wysadzać tunel, jak czuję.
Perfect. Got everything I need to shut this access point down for good. All set. Just need to get back to the rover before setting it all off.
Nie wiem, co mam mówić. Mam nadzieję, że to wszystkie zadania w tym miejscu mieliśmy wykonać. Poziom 16. Miło. Pytanie, czy wrócimy od razu, czy... Od razu wróciliśmy. Nie, to chciałem.
Those tunnels gone. Aurora's got no way into Ophir anymore. Mission accomplished.
The intensity of the vibrations is soothing, hypnotic. They make me so tired.
Dear old Scott. My machine's caressing you with rumbles. Sweet talking ya. Can't go falling asleep on a battlefield, though.
Thanks to you, the city won't ever have to face another attack like the last. All those people wounded because of those broken shutters. Just thinking about it, I feel nauseous.
It's probably the rover. Gotta get used to the vibrations. Most people fucking puke their ass out their first time.
No, I meant the thought of all the... Never mind.
I really don't get it. This is war, right? Aurora shows up and blows up part of our city, and how do we retaliate? Send a handful of people like us? I don't get it.
You ever do anything but bitch? Successful mission. Tripping a rover. Hell, if I was you, I'd be grinning ear to ear. Why don't you do that? Bitch less, smile more.
Wróciliśmy.
I've got something to ask you.
Czego chcesz?
What can I do for you?
Well, I don't know if you know, but my dad died when I was young. Actually, he disappeared. He never came back from one of his explorations 15 years ago.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't want your pity, okay? It's not about that. What I mean is, I've never managed to find out what kind of mission he was on and where he had gone. I know he was close to Scott. He was probably even his best friend. That old crazy man doesn't want to tell me anything. He says he wants to protect me. Look, I'll just cut to the point. I was wondering if you'd maybe look in his dispensary for me. See if you could find any of my father's notes or letters or...
I don't know, Amelia. Scott's like a father to me. Then besides, you know he's almost always there. How would I even do it?
I'm not asking you to break in or steal nothing. Just keep him busy. And while you are there, you know, just flip through files. I'm sure he kept letters between him and my dad. He's not one to throw anything away.
All right. I'll try to make him leave, but if I don't find anything...
Yeah, I won't blame you. But I know that you're going to find something.
To jest to przeczucie, co? Bam. Mam tu jakieś zadanie? Szukać rzeczy Szkota. Kocie, chodź do mnie. Musimy porozmawiać. Nie wiem o czym, ale trzeba porozmawiać. Szybki save jeszcze zrobię, jak wejdę.
Hello, Scott. My captain told me that she wanted to see you.
Is it related to you? Are you sick?
No. Not that I know of. She didn't tell me why.
Oh, well, should I take my pouch then? It's an important question. I should still take it though, but it's a little heavy. All right, I'm leaving without it.
Bam.
I think I have a problem with going through your friend's things. I hope whatever you're looking for, it's worth it.
I'm trying to find information about the past. It's personal, okay?
Forget it. You couldn't understand. The officers, they aren't like us. They're above all that.
Ty mi grozisz? Albo mnie rozśmieszasz? Odpławcu jeden? Masz. Bierz to.
Hello, Mancer.
Hello.
Przynieś
I
listę.
found some of your father's letters.
I knew it. Tell me.
Most of the correspondence was friendly. They were very close. However, there was some tension between them over time. Some letters gloss over an expedition that they had done together, but what surprised me the most is when your father talks about a boy who was actually Scott's son. The last letter I found is a bit bizarre. I didn't really understand what he meant.
What did he mean? Do you remember?
Your dad begged Scott to stop the madness, warning that his wife's divorce was only the beginning of what he would lose if he couldn't face the truth. That it was too late for his son. He seemed to think Scott was on the verge of self-destruction.
It's true that it's rather mysterious. Scott, a son. Did you know?
Nie.
No, he never told me about him. He obviously lost him. No doubt it's still a touchy subject.
We have to find out what this is all about. You have to ask his wife. Did my father really mean to interfere in his family drama? Maybe that's why he disappeared? Please, Zachariah!
Ale ty mnie wykorzystujesz, kobieto. Jeżeli mnie tutaj nikt inny nie wykorzystywał. Dobra. Brawo. Gdzie jest wariatka? Bo zapewne jego żoną jest wariatka. To normalny by z nim wytrzymał. Tu. Znowu wy.
Come on, guys, let's get him!
Ale ewidentnie dawanie nikim kopniaków jest przydatne. Można nawet tak na nich zarobić.
I'm sorry to... You Angela Seeker, Scott's wife?
Była.
Ex-wife? What did the drunk do this time?
Nothing bad. He's a friend.
A friend?
Aha.
Ah, right.
Just looking for some information on one of his friends, Mark, and your son.
Get out! Get out! What right do you have coming around digging up the past?
Listen, I think Mark's disappearance was tied to Scott's research, and your son. And I know you were a researcher too, so I'm hoping you'll be able to help me understand the research better, and maybe even find your old friend.
The drive to dissect even the smallest details, to try to understand how and why. That thirst once drove me too, but I let it go. There was no well deep enough to satisfy that thirst. I was never as involved as Scott. In truth, I began to give up my work once we had our son. The focus of my research had been the study of animal mutations with the goal of vaccine production. And always wondered if... Because of that, I had been the conduit that carried the infection to my son. Scott was more interested in genetics and its medical applications. The second our son showed signs, though, I completely stopped my research. If I hadn't told Scott, he would never even have noticed. And his answer was to swear he could find a cure. He really believed that with his work in genetics and mine in vaccination, that we could save our son. But I was too devastated to help him. All I wanted to do was spend every second with our son before he was taken away from us. Which, of course, happened. And Scott and Mark took off on a wild goose chase that he was sure would end in a cure. I didn't get it. There wasn't anything he needed that he didn't have access to in his lab. And while he was off, I was alone, and waited, and eventually got tired of it. So I asked for a divorce, and then they finally came back, with nothing to show for it. But soon Mark took off again to find what I guess were raw materials for research that Scott swore he couldn't find here. And that was the last I saw of him. That's all I know. I never found out what their research was on, and honestly, I just want to forget it all. Please now, can you leave me be?
To ale nieźle. Kręćmy
Well, I
ten
can feel for what the old man's been through.
strany
I've known
smród po
some folks
gaciach.
myself who went through the same thing. Terrible thing. Breaks couples up, you know. Stress of never being able to have kids again.
Why never again?
Brawo.
Because they sterilize families who've had a mutant to make sure they don't have no more.
It's sad, but it's the only way to protect our own kind. At least now I understand why the professor's so, you know, weird.
Jeszcze mam coś dla ciebie załatwić.
Hello, Mancer.
Hello. I talked to Scott's ex-wife.
So, what did she say?
It's an awful story. Her son. Anyway, their son was struck by mutation. They took him away from them, of course, but it made Scott go crazy, and he was convinced that he could find a remedy. He asked for your father's help, so they left together, and were gone for a long time. Their exploration apparently didn't lead to anything concrete for the boy, and Scott descended into madness. And then one day, Mark left. His ex thinks that it was to bring back something useful for his research, and he never came back.
Shit. So my father's disappearance is related to that poor kid? It's really awful what they must have gone through. That explains a lot about why he's so crazy, and also why he behaves as if we were his kids. Thank you, Zach. That doesn't answer all of my questions, far from it. But I have a better grasp of what happened. My father disappeared by helping his best friend, who was going through a rough patch and wanted to heal his child. It's a sad but beautiful story, isn't it? I'm gonna think about all this. Thank you again.
You're not like other girls, are you?
Is that supposed to be a compliment? Or are you being a wise ass?
You took on a tough job. Driving places you don't know, taking soldiers on missions, scouting the front lines.
It's easy to do anything when you love what you do. I love not being stuck under a roof. Getting out there, you know? You call it tough, I call it lucky.
Exactly why I said you're different. Average person, girl or guy, lives on the safe side. They may not love the city, but they know it, so they stay there.
Life's what you make of it, and I want to make it an adventure. So if you're looking for some dangerous escapades, I know a girl.
Think I may just take her up on that.